Hi, it's Warren Sprouse. I'm a host of the Bible Forum. We're here every Sunday night from 8 until 10 p.m. We do this for you. We record it because we know you can't all be here. I want to talk to you about the dog that ate my homework. It's not about a dog. It's not about homework. Monday a week ago, the State Department said that it had lost all the archived copies of the emails sent to and from the man believed to have set up and maintained Hillary Clinton's private email server during the 4 years that she served as Secretary of State. But the department has recovered some of the IT specialist's messages. The guy's name is Brian Pagliano. The Republican National Committee says this stuff is not true. The spokeswoman said the department has searched for Mr. Pagliano's email PST file and has not located one that covers the time period of Secretary Clinton's tenure. A PST file is the format for preserving email messages. She went on to say the absence of this email file, however, does not indicate that the department has no emails sent or received by him. In fact, we have previously produced through Congress, through the Freedom of Information Act, emails sent and received by Mr. Pagliano during Clinton's tenure. The spokeswoman declined to comment on how or whether Pagliano stored his emails or whether he might have decided to delete them after a certain period of time. She said, quote, "It is not required for employees to save every email they sent and received. However, they must preserve federal records," end of quote. Dick Morris reported this week that a BlackBerry can become a microphone if someone knows how to manipulate the signals, especially in foreign countries. He further added that Mrs. Clinton had been told not to take it out of the country. She did not heed that instruction. I've been told that every cell phone has the capacity of becoming a microphone, and that they do on occasion. The occasion is when the cell phone company is doing some sort of routine something or other, something they do on a regular basis. Now here's why I entitled this, "The Dog Ate My Homework." Because this is what children say to teachers when they don't have homework. They have not done their homework. They have lost their homework. They don't have it. And they think, at a certain age, that this is a reasonable excuse, that the teacher will accept it. She never does. Why is it, and it's not just Mrs. Clinton, but why is it that so many of these politicians say some of the dumbest things and expect people to believe it? In this particular case, why is it that a woman who has spent 30 years in public service, lived in the White House for 8 years, served as an attorney in the impeachment of a president in her youth, surely she knows how, she was a senator, she knows how the system works. What would possess a woman like that, her age, 65 years old, to have someone put a private server in her home so she didn't have to run her stuff through the State Department and think that that would be okay? How do you get to that place? It would scare me to death. I don't want to go to jail. And they're saying that she could go to jail for 10 years. You know that's not going to happen. She's not going to serve a single day. I want them at least to fine her $872 million. Whatever they've got in all of these foundations around. I want all that money. I want them to be broke. They've robbed us blind. But it stems back to a childhood. to a small child who thinks when they say, I didn't do that, that somebody's going to believe them. Now, I don't know what her childhood was like, so I'm not picking on her per se, but just people at this level who say these dumb things. We have in America a system, a social system, that is just plain dumb. I'm talking about how we raise our children. If you have a small child, when do you allow that child to get away with a crime? Now, the crime just may be that they were not allowed to touch that, and they did. I'm not talking about robbing banks here. They were to pick up their toys, and they said they didn't, but they didn't. When do you let a child of 1, 2, 5, 7, 8 get away with telling you a story you know is not true, or getting away with telling you they've done something without you checking to see if they've actually done it? When do you do that? Well, if you're a modern parent, you believe the child. Got your homework done? Yes, indeed. Okay. Where's your homework? Well, you said you did it. Yeah, well, yeah. Listen to me. Children lie. They're sinners. They're born that way. How do you raise a child to be honorable? You never, ever let them get away with anything. What? Got a ride herd on this kid? It's called parenting. They may get away with stuff. Two kinds of stuff. Stuff that they're clever enough to actually do. It's not that big a deal, and you never catch them. And stuff that they do that's wrong, and you know they did it or they didn't do it, but you don't bring it up. You don't make an issue of it because it's not a big deal. And you don't want to be pounding this kid with everything you got every minute of every day, because kids are sinners. They break things, they drop things, they forget things, they refuse to do things. I had my great-granddaughter here the other day. It was fascinating. She's just happy and go lucky and a great little kid until you tell her to do something. And she don't want to do it. And if you say, no, honey, you really have to do it, she'll sit down. And you pull her little arm, kind of help her up, and she ain't getting up. And you don't want to pull the arm out of the socket. I mean, yeah! But we put the little thing in her hand, we hold that with this, and we pick her up, and we kind of duck walk her to the toy box, and then you do that, don't you? Children must never get away with anything. It's called training. We're not raising turnips here. We're training children to be adults. Hillary didn't get that. Well, maybe she did. But she has lived in a world without consequences long enough. She just believes she's above it. She don't have to do anything. Dick Morris says she cannot type. She cannot use a computer. She does not do email. She does BlackBerry. She can text. Okay. All of that's going on a server somewhere. You can delete all the texts off your phone. Are they gone? No. What's governing this? Well, we probably had that set up. It's going through the server. Yeah, but it's my server. And where's the hard drive? They had to track it down. And they had to use sophisticated methods to get the information off, because they were deleting all these emails. 30,000 or some crazy thing. He said, that's a lot of emails. Not really. I'm surprised that's all it was. I don't get a lot of emails, but I probably get 500, 600, 800 a month. In part because I subscribe to things because I'm trying to get information. But you guys send me stuff. Some of you send me stuff 2-3 times a day. And I love it. And some of it I already know. But don't stop. You never know. Miss stuff here and there. Our whole country is going to be Hillary, if they aren't already. And it isn't just Hillary supporters who are anxious that she not be found guilty or have any penalties. It's all these other people who basically have done the same thing she's done in a different world, in a different way, but they've done it. I watched them operating on the big stage. Do you really think that any of our State Department people go overseas and have it out with these people? Not really. They schmooze, they work around, they lie to each other. It's a game. I couldn't play it. I would think I was being dishonest. And they are. That's how you know it's over. When the wife of a former president can be critical of a man running for president because he's immoral, because he's got a foul mouth, because business transactions may not have been on the up and up, because he's had 3 or 4 wives. When a woman can say that, married to a man like Bill, you know nobody really believes anything they're saying. It's all a game. It's a game for your benefit. How do we stop the game? I say we raise our children better. We bring our children up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. We train our children. We stop assuming that these little creatures come into this world fully formed morally, and that if they do something terrible, it's an extreme, out of ordinary kind of circumstance. No, it's natural. You've had children as young as 2 who were angry enough to blow your brains out. They hated you at that moment that much. If they could have got a gun and got their fingers around it, you'd be dead. That's humanity. What up, my Johnny? Yeah, you're Johnny. And my Billy, and her Mary. Yeah, they're all like that. Some are better, but they all want what they want when they want it. You can't let them have it. Well, they grow up to be like Hillary.